What is up, boys? We made more money today. The win streak just keeps continuing. I guess we just can't lose. But anyways, I took this long today. I made about 1.8k on this Express account. So I'll be going over today's price action as well as the trade I took today. And I know you guys keep seeing winning trade recaps from me, and you guys might think, I'm capping about this, but no, like I'm doing this all on live stream on TikTok every single day, showing you guys on live. So if your favorite creator isn't streaming every single day and showing their trades, then that's a little bit sus. Okay, so starting on the higher time frame, I always look at the higher time frame whenever I start. So if you look at NQ actually looks pretty bullish here. We inverse this gap to the left of us. We have obvious buy side. However, you have to look at ES here. What is ES doing? It's putting in a massive bearish SMT at this daily gap. You can see, go in the daily time frame. We're inside of this daily gap right over here, while NQ is not. So since we displaced to the downside after that SMT and this internal stop hunt, we also had this internal stop hunt on ES where we put in another SMT on NQ. And on top of that, if you look at the 1 hour time frame, we inversed these bullish gaps to the left of us, right? We had a candle closure past that, therefore making our bias bearish. Now, since obviously our bias is bearish, we're bearish down to this low, since that's our next possible rejection point. How are we going to take a trade to our sell side liquidity down here? And the answer to that is going to be this 30-minute gap right over here. So since we have this 30-minute gap right here, this is pretty much how I'll play market open. If this gap got respected, I would just target sell side liquidity. However, if this gap got disrespected, then I would seek buy side on NQ. As you can see, coming into open, instead of manipulating higher and distributing to the downside, we just ripped to the upside. We literally just ripped to the upside and sweep sell side. And at this point, shorts look good. We swept out buy side liquidity. However, we barely swept it out. We only swept it out by literally a tick, which I don't like to see for a liquidity sweep. And the structure was completely off. Like, we literally just pumped in a straight line. You'll literally be shorting against a falling knife. Therefore, I kind of just told myself I'll probably take longs unless we created some type of, 5 or 15-minute gap on the bearish side. Then I would be interested in shorts. However, for now, since obviously we're displacing to the upside, we created this 5-minute bullish gap over here, which was going to be my new condition, right? This gap was going to be my condition to see prices higher or lower. If we decide to respect this gap, I would seek prices higher. If we decide to disrespect it, then I would seek that sell side again. As you can see, we tap into this gap right over here, and at this point we actually do get a 30-second IFEG. I don't have it on TradingView because I execute on Top Step, but there was a 30-second like right over here, and basically this gap got inversed, so I entered a long position and I accidentally entered minis instead of micros. Now thank the Lord my trade didn't move a lot, so I only lost 100 since I obviously closed. However, at this point, I obviously couldn't re-enter the trade since the move already is already happening. I didn't want to just FOMO in. So what I kind of told myself was that if we decided to tap into a 30-second gap down here and then get like an IFEG out, then I would take a long again. And as you can see, I can't really show this on TradingView because TradingView doesn't have the 15 or 30 second. But as you can see, we had this 30-second gap. It was right over, oh no, it was a 15-second gap. That's what it was. So it was just a pullback after that gap. You can see pullback into this big 15-second, which was like the real gap of this whole leg. Like, this is where like the real expansion happened and left that gap. So I kind of decided to take a long off the spot, and this also aligned with OTE of this range, so that gave me even more confluence. It's a new range that's created after a bullish key level got respected. Therefore, if this 15-second right here got inverse, I would take a long. It would kind of be like a continuation setup, just obviously on the lower time frame and not the 1 minute. However, it still serves the same trade idea as continuing the trend higher. And if anything, this actually looks better right now because we actually had lower time frame, low resistance leading up to that manipulation. So we had that beautiful PO3 going inside the 15-second time frame after respecting a bullish key level. So after this 15-second IFEG, I entered my long position, and as you can see, I literally hit full take profit in seconds. Like, this was literally a 15-second long trade, probably my fastest trade ever, but crazy. I literally made 1.8k in like 15-30 seconds, and that was basically the trade I took for today. However, after that, there was people trying to take shorts, which in my opinion, shorts weren't the most viable after this. And the reason being is because we really had no more draws to the downside. Now, I saw some people, looking for shorts, like for example, from this 1 minute like FEG right here, but in reality we have no structure. Like, we have no draws above. We literally mitigated this gap. We have no LR, we have nothing. So in my opinion, in this type of situation where we obviously took our buy side draw, right, so continuation longs will obviously not be the highest probability, and then shorts will also be not the highest probability, since obviously you're just pumping in a straight line with no draws above. So that's why you kind of saw me sit on my hands a lot during the stream after that win, was not just because I got the win, but it was because we just had not good structure. Like, we really didn't have good structure. As you can see, we did tap into this 5-minute gap that got created again, and then we get this 1-minute IFEG. However, I just didn't really like this. Like, as once again, we just did not have draws to the upside. That was the problem. Like, we were inside a daily and a 4-hour gap. We could have rejected at any point. Therefore, in my opinion, after that first trade played out, like, there was really nothing good for the rest of the day. Like, I can play through, in my opinion, this 1-minute IFEG over here was really invalid. Like, we literally just did not have a V shape at all. Yeah, that was just not valid. Like, we did not V shape out at all. And then what did we do? Like, yeah, we really just did not get anything. Like, no continuation longs, and then we kind of went lower, but obviously this wasn't V shape. Don't think there was anything good. I think if anything, there was actually a 30-second somewhere over here, right? But at this point, like, once again, you're just pumping in a straight line. You're not getting any rejection from that gap. So in my opinion, the best way to take shorts in this place would just be, waiting for price to create some type of 5-minute gap, tap into it, and then enter on some IPG. But we're obviously not getting that, so I kind of just sat on my hands. And as you can see, like, yeah, price really didn't do anything. I was looking for like I think it was like a 1-hour continuation. Yeah, so we had like a 1-hour gap over here, so I was kind of interested in taking longs off that, but as you can see, we kind of just went higher while edging the 1-hour gap. So I decided to hop up the charts and just secure my profits for the day. That's really all for today's price action recap. Like, we really just had a boring session. I know a lot of people that didn't take anything at all. So the only real thing we had was just that long get open, and then apart from that, we really just had nothing high probability. So if you guys enjoyed today's price action recap, make sure to subscribe and leave a like. And if you want to join my free Discord community, the link is in my bio. And if you are interested in getting mentored by me one-on-one, the link is also in my bio.